So hello and welcome to the video. A long delayed video which is a little bit annoying, but as you can see, self-evidently, we're finally there. Some of you will have restarted travelling and I'm sure many of you are thinking about it. So I wanted to share 6 things I won't travel without. I'm not going to talk about obvious things like passports and underpants, but instead 6 things that you might not have thought of, but which will make your next trip better. So if that sounds interesting, stick around! Hi, I'm Matt. Over the last 25 years, I've travelled a lot. I've lived in 5 countries on 4 continents. I've flown over 1.3 million miles. I've visited over 100 countries, every American state, but I'm nowhere near done. So hit subscribe to see where I go next and perhaps get some inspiration for your next trip. I aim for transparency, so I will mention up front that I have included affiliate links for 5 out of the 6 things that I'm about to mention. None of them will make the item in question more expensive for you, but they will earn me a small commission if you go ahead and buy the product or service. And I'm going to mention something about the Amazon affiliate links that doesn't often get discussed. What happens behind the scenes when you click on my links is that a flag is stored on your machine for 24 hours after you click. Anything you buy in that 24-hour window, not just the stuff you click on, then earns me a small commission. So if you'd like to support the channel, one way that you could do that is to click on one of my links next time you place an Amazon order. I'll do the physical items first and then the digital ones, and I'll save the one that held me up until last. So the first item on my list is really rock and roll. It's packing cubes. Your reaction to these might be the same as the reaction I had for about 20 years after I first heard about them. Stupid idea, can't see the point, and all they do is just add weight to the luggage that you're already going to have to lug around with you. And then I used them, and they changed my life. A bit when I'm travelling. These are e-bags packing cubes, and I had a bit of an imagination failure when I bought them by buying the black ones, but they are also available in much funkier colours. A link to them is in the description below, and there are plenty of alternatives to this particular product available on Amazon as well. I'll focus on 3 benefits. When packing, they allow you to fit more stuff into a smaller volume as you squish things together pretty effectively within your overall bag, which can be really handy if you're trying to pack efficiently when travelling hand baggage only. The second benefit comes when travelling HBO because the stuff in your bag is going to be very well corralled. So things won't be flopping around loose when you drop your passport into your bag and it falls to the bottom and you need to go fishing for it. And the third benefit comes when you are on the road and you are travelling around a lot. Cubes can be progressively redeployed to hold your dirty clothes, keeping them separate from your clean clothes. And we all know that clothes triple in volume when they're dirty, so by squishing them into a packing cube, you avoid that luggage inflation that we're all familiar with. So there you go, packing cubes. I fully expect to have not convinced all of you, but if some of you at least think about it, then my work is done. Second up is this. It is a Skypack 53cm 43 litre bag. I was alerted to it by a thread on Flyer Talk where it became quite the topic for a while a few years back. It's now my go-to bag for HBO trips, and I will often pack it into a case on longer trips as it squishes up really small and weighs less than half a kilo. It's therefore an excellent overflow option if your souvenir shopping gets out of control. As I said, it's small and light, but it's also really tough. I've had this one for over 4 years and there's barely a mark on it. I've also checked it in on numerous occasions without incident. Its dimensions also meet carry-on requirements and it fits comfortably in overhead bins. It's got no wheels, so you have to carry it, but I'm a fairly strong lad and I don't mind having it on my back because it makes my travel hands-free, something you never are with a roll-along bag. So the Skypack bag is item number 2, link in the description below. Item number 3 is a travel speaker and specifically this Betron A3. Kind of like one of those Alexa home thingies, but it only has Bluetooth, which will allow you to connect it to whatever device stores your music. This makes it much, much cheaper than one of those internet assistant thingies. Very small and light, it is perfect for travelling. If you're in a hotel room or a cruise ship cabin, it's really nice to be able to have a bit of your own music playing while you're getting ready or just hanging out. Don't expect disco quality or disco volumes, but it delivers against its promise very well at a very reasonable price. So that's the 3 physical items I won't travel without. Please smash the like button if you're enjoying this video or perhaps learning something from it. Leave me a comment too, as I would love to hear from you. And please consider subscribing if you're new. There's no obligation, there's no cost. All it will do is make it a bit easier for YouTube to let you know whenever I release a video. The first digital thing I won't travel without is a virtual private network, and specifically Surfshark. Okay, I know. If you've watched any YouTube videos recently, you will almost certainly have seen one that is sponsored by Surfshark. I'm still a bit small to be sponsored by them, but I do have an affiliate link down in the description below, through which you'll be able to get an 81% discount on a subscription. The reason they sponsor so many videos is that a VPN is a very difficult concept to explain in a 5 or 10 second commercial. So by working with the creator and integrating the product into the video, they get a longer period of time to explain the concept. That is amplified by the endorsement of that creator. I'll spare you all those explanations, you probably know them by now anyway. What I will say is that your online identity is precious and it is most at risk when you are travelling. Those bad guys probably know far more about how your devices work than you do. And Surfshark is an excellent option. I've been using it myself for a couple of months now, and one subscription will cover all of your devices. It offers strong protection when using Wi-Fi networks around the world, and there are a number of other ancillary benefits, not least of which is the ability to watch your home TV while travelling. So that's probably enough. As I said, the link is in the description below. Next up is Check My Trip. I mentioned this in the video I made about websites that you need to know about, but it's worth including again. This is the one that isn't making me any money, so it really must be good to have been included. It's an app to which you email your itineraries, and it then keeps you up to date on changes to timings, gates, seats, and so on. Having to manage data from multiple travel providers when you're on the road can be quite complicated, so it's really nice to be able to aggregate them all into one app. And Check My Trip is really fast. It will often notify you of a change before your actual travel provider will. For example, I was recently notified of a relatively small change in the schedule for my upcoming Tier Point run trip, which you can see more about here. And Check My Trip was the first to notify me of that change 4 minutes before British Airways and over an hour and a half before Finnair, who are the actual carrier that triggered the change. It is very good, and it is very free, and I won't travel without it. Finally, and the one that held me up, is Curve. I applied to become a Curve affiliate well over a month ago, but the agency they used to handle those requests was not particularly responsive. But we are there now. Spending money overseas always used to vex me. I'd worry about which way the exchange rate was likely to move, and I would try and finesse the point at which I bought my currency. I'd even try and analyse the FX markets to see which direction the professionals thought the exchange rate would move. With age comes wisdom, and I realised that if I was actually any good at doing that, I would be making a fortune as an FX trader. So I shifted my focus to minimising the cost of buying stuff overseas, regardless of which direction the exchange rate moved in. I'd win some and I'd lose some on the exchange rate, but I would win every time on minimising the transaction fees. So that's where Curve comes in. It's an app that sits behind this physical card through which you can stream transactions to your existing cards. And the crucial thing is that this Curve card incurs no transaction fees when you use it overseas. So even if your normal banking card does have foreign exchange fees, If you use your Curve card and point that transaction to your bank card, it will be delivered in your home currency, thereby avoiding the fees. Basically, it's brilliant. I've been using it for a couple of years now. If you hate lugging a bulky wallet around with you stuffed with all of your cards, you can just carry this around with you and stream each transaction to the correct card via the app. There are a host of other things that you can do with it as well, but this video is probably long enough already, so I'll leave it there. The important point though is that if you download the app using the link in the description below, Curve will give you £5 the first time you use their card, and I'll get a little something too, so it's win-win. So there you go, 6 things I won't travel without. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe and comment, you know the drill. And I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.